It's fall here in the Pacific Northwest where I live, and that means it's pumpkin season. I really like pumpkins, and today I'm going to show you 3 simple recipes that your kids can make using pumpkin. And I'm Shari Gilford, a nutritional therapy practitioner and the creator of Super Fuel for Super Kids. Now, I bought some pureed pumpkin from the store, which it's usually on sale this time of year, but you can also use a regular pumpkin and just bake it. You cut it down the middle, and on the cut sides put a little bit of butter. Put that butter side face down in a baking dish and put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour until you can easily put a fork through the skin. Then you just scoop it out of the shell, put it in a food processor, and you have pumpkin. So today we're going to make 3 recipes. First, I want to make some pumpkin chia pudding, which is so easy for kids to make. The second thing I'm going to make is a yogurt swirl with pumpkin. And then the third thing will be a chocolate pumpkin mousse, which what kid doesn't love chocolate, right? The first one is pumpkin chia seed pudding. And chia seeds are so high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are good for your child's brain. Of course, we all want our kids to have good brain health, right? They're also full of calcium, and we know that calcium is very important for growing bones in kids. So chia seeds are a win in my book. And this is really easy for kids. All they have to do is put in a little bit of coconut milk in their bowl. And then they can mix in some pumpkin. Doesn't matter, I do about 1 to 1. And then I'm going to sweeten it with a little bit of date syrup. But if you have maple syrup on hand, that's really, really good. Or honey, you can use honey. I like these 3 sweeteners because they're very natural and they have all kinds of other minerals and nutrients in them, not like white sugar. And plus, if you use a granulated sugar, it probably won't dissolve really well. So instead, I like to use a liquid sweetener. You can also use liquid stevia if you like the taste of that. I don't prefer it, but you can try it. Anyway, this is just date syrup, and it's kind of dark. You can buy it in the store. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit in here. I don't want a lot. It doesn't have to be super, super sweet. Just maybe a little spoonful. That's probably about right. And then I'm going to mix all of this together first before I put in the chia seeds. All right, now with the chia seeds, you only need a little bit. I mean, you don't need a ton of chia seeds, but the more chia seeds you use, the thicker it will get. And the longer you refrigerate it, the thicker it will get. So this is a little bit of an exercise in patience for kids because they have to wait for at least 4 hours, preferably 8 hours. Anyway, I just bought these chia seeds in the bulk section of my grocery store, and they were like 25 cents. So they're really not expensive. So I'm just going to put in a couple spoonfuls here. That's probably about right. And just mix them in really thoroughly. Again, you know, your kids can just have fun with this. Put in as much as they want or as little as they want. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to add a few more. You want it to be full of chia seeds because that's what makes it thick, right? So I'm just going to add a few more chia seeds here. And when this comes out of the refrigerator in the morning or whenever you want it, I think it's better for a snack because in the morning I like to give kids a really hearty protein-filled breakfast. This doesn't have a lot of protein in it, so I'd rather serve it as a snack. But you've got some healthy fats in here with milk. You can use dairy milk. I would say full fat milk. I used coconut milk just because I like coconut milk a lot. So if your kids are dairy-free, coconut milk works really, really well. The coconut milk has medium-chain triglycerides, which are fatty acids that go directly to our brain also. So again, this is good brain food with the chia seeds and the coconut milk. All right, that's mixed up pretty good. You could also add some spice to this, right? I like a little bit of cinnamon. That's really good in it. Just a little bit of cinnamon is all you need. You can either leave it on the top or kids can stir it in if they want. I'm going to stir mine in. You could add allspice. You could add ginger. I like to add both ginger and cinnamon because those are pie spices, right? You can add whatever spices you want and then just put it in the fridge. Again, your kids will have to be a little patient. If they want it for a snack the next day, they'll have to make it the day before and put it in the refrigerator. And that's it for chia seed pudding. The next snack is some yogurt and pumpkin swirl, which this is really fun for kids because they get to swirl it around and make pretty designs. So it's very simple. They'll just put a little bit of pumpkin in their bowl. And I like to sweeten the pumpkin first before I add yogurt. You'll need some yogurt for this. So again, I'm going to use some date syrup to sweeten it. And you can use honey or maple syrup. And I'm going to add some chopped up dates also. These are, I just chopped up 2 dates. I'm just going to use maybe one of them. And if you chop it really fine, it gets nice and gooey, so it mixes in really well. And I'm also going to add a little bit of chopped up frozen banana, which now is a little melted, which is perfect. It'll make it nice and creamy. So I'm going to first mix all of this together. Kind of mush those dates around, and your kids can have fun doing that, right? It all kind of gets mushed together. All right, so that's all finished. It's nice and thick and creamy and sweet. Now I'm going to add some yogurt. And you can use dairy yogurt. I would recommend buying full-fat dairy yogurt or full-fat coconut milk yogurt because those have really good fats in them that are really healthy for your child's body. They're good for brain health. They're good for all kinds of things. So I'm going to just put some yogurt in here. And now they can just kind of swirl it around, make pretty patterns. You don't want to mix it, you just want to gently swirl it so that the pumpkin and the yogurt are just kind of swirled in. So you can kind of see that. And then I'm going to add some chopped pecans, and of course kids can add whatever they want to add. I'm going to add some more cinnamon on top because I like cinnamon with my pumpkin. And you can mix it in also, or you can sprinkle it on top. It all goes in the same place, right? And then I'm going to add a little ginger because I like pumpkin with ginger. Just a little bit because it's a bit spicy. So if your kids like a little bit of zip, some ginger is delicious. And I'll just kind of stir it a little bit more. You don't want to stir it too much because you don't want it to really mix in. You just want it to be swirled. All right, and now for some extra fun. Here's a nice piece of cinnamon, and I can use that for a scoop to eat my yogurt and my pumpkin. Let's see. That came out really good. The bananas are kind of strong, so if your kids don't like bananas or whatever, you don't have to add them, but it's really delicious. So I think your kids will like this. It's easy to make. They can make it themselves. They can use any kind of toppings they want. Sometimes I'll use toasted coconut, or, you know, I've got pecans in here, something crunchy, some pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds. Just the sky's the limit, really. Just make it fun and make it delicious. And our last delicious snack is going to be chocolate pumpkin mousse. Now for mousse, I like to use a yogurt that's a little thicker. So you can use Greek yogurt, full-fat Greek yogurt, or you can use some coconut milk yogurt. There's some really good brands out there that are really thick. And this one is super thick. It's almost like sour cream. So that's what you want for your pumpkin mousse. So again, we're going to put a little pumpkin in the bowl. Like that. And I want to sweeten the pumpkin. So I'll use some more date syrup. Again, you can use maple syrup or honey or liquid stevia. But you don't want to add a ton of sugar because really kids don't need a lot of sugar and you really want the flavors to shine. The problem with a lot of our sweet treats is that there's so much sugar in them we can't even taste what they really are, right? They all taste the same. So this is nice because if you just add a little bit, the kids will taste the delicious pumpkin flavor and the chocolate flavor, and they won't be just bombarded with all that sugar. So I'm going to mix this up. And maybe I'll put some dates in this too. Of course, you can put anything in it you want. You can put some more of those frozen bananas in, a little bit melted. I'm just going to mush those dates a bit. So, you know, your kids can do all of this. You might need to cut up the dates for them if they're young. But other than that, they can mix all this by themselves. Then they can maybe put in a little bit of cinnamon. I think cinnamon and pumpkin go really well together, but maybe they want something different. The cinnamon is good with chocolate, so I'm just going to put the cinnamon in. I'm not going to put in anything else. Then I'm going to mix a little bit of this really thick yogurt to make it nice and thick. I mean, some recipes say use whipped cream. That's fine, but sometimes that can get a little sweet. So unless you make it yourself from heavy cream. But I'm going to just stir in some of this yogurt. And yes, yogurt's a little sour, but that's fine. The chocolate will make it taste delicious anyway. I want to mush those dates a little bit more. And now the best part is the chocolate powder. So you can use regular cocoa powder. I like to use cacao powder because it has a little bit more nutrients in it. It hasn't been heated really hot to make it. And so I'd rather use cacao powder, but it's up to you. It doesn't really matter that much. And put in as little or as much as you want. Again, because it's not real sweet, the chocolate is going to taste more like dark chocolate. And it should be nice and thick. And you want to kind of beat it a little bit so it gets a little bit airy. And that's what makes a mousse kind of texture. Mousse is a French dessert. And it's so delicious, but this is a variation of that, obviously. Kind of beat it a little bit so it gets some air in there and is nice and fluffy. Kids like to do this, right? And there you have it. That looks really delicious. It's nice and light and nice and chocolatey. And that's a really nutritious snack. So again, I don't recommend that you serve these for breakfast because I think giving kids a really good protein breakfast is most important. These don't have a lot of protein in them, but they're still delicious and they're a great healthy snack for your kids. So I hope you enjoyed all these and I hope your kids enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of these recipes. I'm going to be posting more recipes in the future, so stay tuned. And remember, it's delicious at the table.